Hello everyone, my name is Siska Sitompul with student ID number 22107-3204, and today I will explain about my understanding about this week reading report, which is multimodal discourse analysis. So in this material we have 6 learning focus. The first one is what is multimodal discourse analysis, and the second one is multimodality and genre, and the third one is multimodality and newspaper, and the fourth one is multimodality and films and television, and the fifth one is how to do multimodal discourse analysis, and the last one is limitation to multimodal discourse analysis. So the first subtopic is what is multimodal discourse analysis. The work in multimodal discourse analysis actually came from Halliday's social semiotic approach to language, which view that consider language as one of the numbers of semiotic resources such as gesture, images, music that people use to communicate with each other every day. So multimodal discourse analysis has the purpose to describe the social situated semiotic resources from communication itself. And the multimodal use of discourse is a feature of print gesture as it is television genre. For example, like the news of the 9/11 tragedy that happened in America years ago. So the news on television about that tragedy is affected the people's reaction to the tragedy. The use of multimodal discourse is to establish the proximity to the events and also engage people in the events. That makes like the thought of the airing news on TV brings the images and also bring the experiences to the people that make them not only as the spectators of the event, but also the spectators of the event, but also the witnesses of the event, because they see the video footage. But because they only see the video footage of the event, the viewers also seen as the powerless witness to the act, because they don't have an exact power to do something to the tragedy. And another example in this multimodal discourse analysis is the portrayal of women in a Cosmopolitan magazine, which is a women magazine, and all the topics are related about women. And as I said before, that communication is not only limited to language itself, it also can be done through many aspects such as picture, videos, film, or sounds, in combination with words to add meaning to it. And it also considers that the semiotic tools such as like coloring, framing, or positioning of the element also like contribute in making of the meaning of the text. And Halliday himself described that are the 3 types of social meaning. The first one is ideational, which is what the text is about, and the second one is intrapersonal, which is the relation between participant, and the third one is textual, which is how the message is organized. And the next subtopic is about multimodality and genre. So according to the material, the speech act has 2 types. The first one is illocutionary act, and then the second one is perlocutionary act. Illocutionary means that speech act is the aiming to do, but the perlocutionary act means like the effect that it has on the thought or the action of the people. And there is also an exception, which is perlocutionary force, which means like the situation where a person is persuaded by the advertisement to buy a specific product. And the material also stated that it is not just the words of the advertisement that persuade the person to buy the products, but it also through the use of linguistics and also the non-linguistic aspects such as like contextual factors that occurs on the advertisement. And genre also like provides the resources or templates to do things, like for example like in genre of service encounters, for example for in payments in cashier. So there are like 3 differences in doing payments if we would like to shop. The first one is using the old school way, like using cash. This is usually happen in the market or in the bazaar, or the second one is you can pay with the cards or QR code, or maybe like transfer it to the seller. And the third one is the self-service cashier, where you can uh, serve yourself, and also you can pay it automatically with the machine. And genre also has the role about like the what is it, the genre also plays a central role in text, as it is able to account of the range of possibilities of how multimodal texts interact with them. And the genre and modality framework also has several layers, such as context structure, genre structure, rhetorical structure, linguistic structure, um, layout structure, and navigation structure. And the next subtopic is about multimodality and newspaper. So newspaper genre from multimodal perspective are leading to the evolutions in this genre, because newspaper often draw like the strength of visual images in like news stories to capture and retain the interest of the readers. So with that, the newspaper is assuming knowledge on the part of the reader on the cultural allusions, like in idioms, and that makes the newspaper is to express cultural and social solidarity with the readers. There are three components in the newspaper. The first one is heading, which is usually the title of the news, and the second one is the image, which is the picture that is usually put in the center of the text, and the third one is caption. The caption is the smaller font beside or between the beside or below the picture or the image. It is quite different from the online newspaper that is happening today, because in online newspaper it has like the homepage where it can provide information and also links to move to another part of the newspaper, and the key elements in the online newspaper or news bites are: the first one is headline, which is the title, and the second one is the lead, which is the first sentence of the fuller text, and the third one is link to complete the text, or to so the readers can just click the link and move to another part of the newspaper or the online newspaper. And the next submaterial is modality in film and television genre. And the multimodality analysis in film and television are including frame, shot, scene, sequence, generic stage, and also work as a whole from the genre theory. So the frame itself is a salient or a representative of a shot, and a shot is the camera movement, which is unedited or uncut. If the camera position like changes over time, this might be because of panning or tracking or zooming and so on, but it's not cut or it's not edited. And the scene is like the camera remain of one space, and the sequence is the camera moves with a specific character or like subtopic across time spaces. And the fifth one is the generic stage, which is like the beginning, the middle, and the ending of the stages. And the last one is work as a whole. It has like the narrative and factual genres between social and cultural, industrial, economic, and symbolic and mythic orders. And the multimodal analysis of television and film genre also related to the notion that the context of culture and the context of situation that highlight the importance of relating the analysis to specific social and historical events, the time of the day of the broadcast, or the specific viewers the program is aimed at. And the next submaterial is how to do multimodal discourse analysis. The steps to do multimodal discourse analysis also, are similar to other discourse analysis project, and the slight difference is just like how the data is analyzed, and what aspect of the data are seen to contribute to the meaning of the text. Like first of all, like any other analysis, whether it is spoken or written, the data needs to be collected and then it needs to be logged, and after that it summarized in some way with accompanying notes that will help to give like the contextual understanding of the data. And the last step is the additional commentary that can be added here and there of the transcribe. And and next one, like the data can be recorded and can be pursued in greater depths, or in the greater depths in the analysis itself. And the guidelines to transcribe the analyzed data from a multimodal perspective, such as printed text, like advertisement, cartoons, web pages, and films and televisions, are used the idea of cluster to refer to the grouping items, and the cluster analysis is to capture how these parts of the text are connected to other items, then separate them. So there are two terms. The first one is cluster, and the second one is cluster analysis. The cluster is to refer to the groupings of items, and the cluster analysis to capture how these parts of the text are connected and not separated one by one. And in terms of film and television genre, the discussion also include the shots or the phases and transition between phases in this genre. And there is also a relationship between the soundtrack and also the images on the screen, and the way in which features of the soundtrack as music that provide a contextual ground to the image. In other words, it is aimed to show the relationship between context of situation, genre, and also context of culture in multimodal genre. And the last submaterial is limitation of multimodal discourse analysis. The limitation of multimodal analysis are two. The first one is just other analysis. Multimodal discourse analysis could be technical, but it is very interpretative. And the second one is the aim and the scope of multimodal discourse analysis often give less attention to the aspect of language that approaches to discourse analysis might consider. So yeah, I think that's all that I can say in this video. Thank you very much.